Hey there, and good morning. My name is Russ Lagan. Man, almost didn't get right out of the gate. Almost didn't even get out my own name. Guess I'm going to have some fun today. Happy Friday, Fire Friday, big agent meeting. My name is Russ Lagan. Yes, I actually know who I am today. No identity crisis today. Today is January 26th. Holy smokes, we just blew through a month already. You got 1/12 of the year almost completely done. So I hope you're already making a difference. And if you're not, good news is like February 1 is the day to recommit to the stuff you committed to January 1 that you already blew up in January. So February is the reset. You still got 11 months left to get your stuff back together. So good news is if you've already dropped off whatever resolutions you started in the early of the year, you can recommit in February 1. So that's the good news. So you guys can start over February 1. So today we've got an amazing show for you. We've got Annie Pellegrini with Extend a Hand, which is pretty cool. She's a charity manager of Extend a Hand, an amazing human being, an amazing woman. And I'm looking forward to talking to her. She's got some new stuff coming out. And then we're going to follow that up with 8-time icon. By the way, that's very, very rare to see in EXP. 8-time icon agent Elizabeth Riley, also just an amazing person, building an amazing business with an amazing bunch of people and giving back a ton to the EXP community. So with that said, let's kick it off with Annie Pellegrini, charity manager of Extend a Hand. Annie Pellegrini, come on down. Welcome.
Hey,
Happy Friday. How do you like that?
Good morning, everybody from California. Woohoo!
What are you doing in California?
Oh, just waking up.
I always thank you people from California for showing up on this show because I know it's early. Yeah, it's like you're starting the day at 7 just to get here by 8 to be starting to go live. So thank you for that. I appreciate it a bunch.
Yeah, thanks for having me up.
So you are the manager of Extend a Hand, and explain what that is for the people that don't know.
Yes, great. So I manage our charity. EXP has its own charity. We're 501c3, and we obtained our 501c3 status in October or in 2021. And I run the nonprofit. What we do, our mission is to help our own EXP agents and employees in their times of hardship. And hardships can qualifying hardships can be a natural disaster. In fact, last year we helped over 20 Maui agents that were victims of the Maui wildfires. So if their home gets damaged, or a few of them actually lost their home, we help them. If someone has a crisis, unforeseen crisis, a medical crisis, an accident, those types of things, we give them a financial assistance grants.
Yeah.
And in the course of our history of the charity, we've helped over 520 EXP agents and staff.
Wow.
So we're really excited about that milestone.
That is absolutely huge. And you know what? It's kind of interesting because a lot of people say, well, why don't you guys do something outside of EXP? Like, we have 90,000 people, and having 90,000 people, you have stuff that happens, right? And I think a lot of people miss the thing, and they think it's always better to give to the outside when it really is important to take care of the people on your inside first. I mean, like, why wouldn't you take care of your own family first, and then you can take care of everybody else from a position of strength, right?
Exactly. We help each other to be better as a EXP family. And we do also help, our communities with Community Day and things like that. But this is a wonderful concept that was started way back in 2017 with Glenn and some original AAC members. And the concept has grown. And why I'm here today is to introduce our new initiative, which has been taking quite a while to get here. So I'm really excited. Many of you agents and staff members have come to me and said, this is a great program. I'm so appreciative, but how can I give to the charity through my commissions? I would really like to do that through my transactions. Yeah. So we officially launched that on Monday. So agents have the opportunity now to give through their transactions. So when you go into open a transaction, you can go to the commission screen and give any monetary dollar amount, no percentages, but any monetary dollar amount per each transaction. So it's real simple. The instructions are going to be on our website, or you could message me. But we're just trying to make it as easy as possible for people to make a difference and help others. You never know when maybe you may be the person that needs that help and paying it forward. And so we're really excited about this opportunity to make it easier to donate.
That is absolutely fantastic. So what do we call that again? We call that Hearts to Hands, which is pretty
Hearts to Hands is an actual donation agent giving donation program that we just launched. And what's great about this is for every donation, you'll be able to track those donations within your agent profile and enterprise. And then also at the end of the year, well, technically the beginning of next year, the charity sends out a report for all the donations. These are all tax deductible. And so you'll get a report for all the donations that have been made for that year.
So this is kind of the auto pay version to make it easier to be able to be consistent, because it's really hard to be consistent because you're like, oh, I forgot, right? Or if I have to do a separate process, it's like there's a lot of people that would donate and they just forget or they get distracted, and it's hard to write. Like my in-law, my parents run a homeless shelter in Hot Springs, Arkansas, by the way. They started it many years ago and built it basically from scratch. It built the whole thing with donation dollars at one point or another, and gifts and giving. They have 100% zero debt, and they do amazing stuff. But I'm like, they have to constantly get the check and and I was like, if there was a way you could do an auto pay with a credit card type, my mom's like, well, and I've been prodding her to make it automatic, because there's people that would be happy to do it on a monthly basis if you made it easy for them to do. So I love the fact that you guys made that easy to do, so they can contribute based off of commission. So let's be clear. They can't say like 5% like we do with the stock, with the stock, which is awesome. I love that too. But they could do $100 per transaction, $500 per transaction, whatever they chose as a number amount, correct?
Correct. Any amount, and every little bit helps. It's
every big bit helps too.
It's the $5 that people that are consistent. Those little things help. So yes, any dollar amount. Right now, we are allowing just the monetary amount, not the percentages. But that doesn't mean that we may not improve this. We're just building this structure right now. So we are just starting out. So maybe that might be something in the future that we add.
Yeah, I always love it when it's really simple to give, and I think this is one of those things that fits in that bill. I was at Ace Hardware the other day, and the guy's like, would you like to round up? And I was like, yes, I would. I mean, it's like 36 cents, but it's super easy. Just round up to the next dollar. And it's like super, like you go through the drive-through and they're like, here's your 14, here's your 4 pieces of change. And they're like, just drop it in the McDonald's thing, right? Let it go to McDonald's house. It just makes it easier and super, just removes the friction, right? So let's get clear on how you sign up for this again. Like I'm not sure yet. How do you sign up for this?
So when you create a new transaction, and all the TSAs are trained on this. Okay. So
what's transaction
TSA? Your transaction agent. So when you enter a new transaction, you go to the commission screen. In that commission screen, there's a notes area, and you can then put in, I'd like to donate $500 to extend a hand. So when you in that screen, when you save that, those notes go to the TSA, and the TSA will make sure that in the commission disbursement portion of the transaction, that agent will make sure those funds get distributed to extend a hand. And then it goes into a report, and it's all seamless. And if anyone has any questions, they can look on our website at extendahandcharity.org, and we have instructions, or you can just shoot me a chat.
Extendahandcharity.org. .org is where you have specifics, or hit you up in workplace chat and ask direct questions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have to say, pink's my favorite color. I'm digging the vest and the tie today. Thank you. And then, I have one more thing. Sorry. I don't know if you saw this, but I'm a huge 49er nut. And you're from Michigan. Are you a Detroit Lions fan by chance?
It's so hard to be a Detroit Lions fan because like you typically
Only
watch the
people
game
that
to
are
see.
from there are fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from here. I live here and I've got, 20, 25, 30 plus years here in Michigan. So it's good, but I've got 35 years of watching them get their butts kicked. Right. So, I
Yeah.
mean, the last time they won a playoff game was in 1991 and 1991 or 92. And my wife's like, that was before we got married in 94. She's like, that's from before we were married. We've been married forever.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, that's what you call a losing streak. And by the way, they have
Yeah.
a couple of records. They do have a couple of records, and just not ones you want to be proud of, like 9 consecutive playoff arrivals and getting booted out in the first round. That's not the kind of stuff you want. But I'll tell you, I have to say, they look pretty dang good.
I know. I'm a little scared, but I just had to put that in there in case. I grew up going to the 49er games in San Francisco. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
When
by the way, so you poked me yesterday. Looking forward to seeing you with your vest on. And by the way, this is the debut of a new vest. I've never worn this one, so I put this one on, pulled it out just for you. So the brand new vest.
Thank you, Russ.
Maybe a little over the top for the Friday show, but anyway, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Thanks so much. I'm really excited to be here and to share with everybody this exciting program, and it's just helping us all help each other and make a difference, not only for our EXP family, but that trickle effect, goes out to the community and people see, oh, you can do this. And it's just a nice way for us to continue our core values, community service and collaboration. So
absolutely. So if you see somebody in need at EXP and one of the agents you bump into is in need and they have a loss, they have something weird going on, they have a health crisis, they don't have the cash to be able to pull that, they have a kid do something and whatever, all of those things, get their house knocked down by a hurricane. Saw that one too, right? You got tornadoes, that kind of stuff happens. It doesn't have to be all big stuff. So just reach out to Extend a Hand, let them know there's a need. And if it's within their capabilities, they will help.
We have an application. So you just click on the application and you can nominate another agent or employee on their behalf. So it's all on the website. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for being an amazing person. I really do appreciate the fact that you give from the heart. You are part of the heart of Extend a Hand. You're the face of Extend a Hand. And I love that you're one of those people and love giving back. So thanks for everything you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Russ.
You're quite welcome. See you again soon. All right, there you go. Annie Pellegrini, fantastic Extend a Hand program called Hearts to Hands, where you can make it easier and more automatic for you to be able to give and making it more simple for you to contribute. And of course, don't hesitate to make sure you jump into SkySlope and drop in a note what you want to drop out of that dollar amount you want to take off of that commission. So you can add that in, make it easy for you to contribute to Extend a Hand. I've seen and know person personally named David that was helped immensely, and it was a game changer, lifesaver for him. So make sure you guys do what you can for that. Giving back a little bit, you'll get a lot back. Okay. So there you go. All right. Next up, Elizabeth Riley. I've been looking forward to this one. I was like, hey, who do I really want to talk to? And I really want to talk to Elizabeth Riley. She is Lux Property Group, started the Lux Property Group, top 50 agent, Ethics of the Year award winner, Outstanding Leadership award winner with EXP, and also probably one of the keys to Family Tree. And if you guys don't know what Family Tree is, jump in Workplace, check that out, adding value back to the community. Elizabeth Riley, jump on in here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, when I say it like that, you sound pretty awesome, don't you? Don't you?
Amazing. Yes, I'm going to put some money in the mailbox for you, so you can buy some more fun ties and vests.
Yeah, there you go. I hope you feel shinier now.
I feel shinier. Shiny, happy people. Yes. Good morning, friend.
Good morning. Good morning. You know, it's funny because I know you well enough now to know the heart of the person behind who you are. And you don't go after that stuff. You just do the things to make a difference. And that's the byproduct of the stuff you do. You're not going after awards. You're just going after excellence and taking great care of people. And I think a lot of the stuff that you do is outward focused also. So I love that you tie with with Annie Pellegrini from Extend a Hand. You are very outward focused. And it seems to work pretty good that you get some stuff by being outward focused. So like, tell me, where did that come from?
Well, I love hearing your backstory. I didn't know about your parents and the heart that they have, right? And I love Extend a Hand. I always have been a huge supporter of that. And I think it's one of the most amazing things our company does. But, you know, for me, it's probably our upbringing in some way. I grew up in a family a lot of people know the story, but I grew up in a family with 140 foster children in 20 years. And I think when you're in those environments and you're surrounded by servant leaders, that's what you learn. That's what you know. That's what you see is when you're helping others, you can't explain it, right? It's just you help others and you just have a sense of joy and accomplishment in that way as well, where we all just lift each other as we climb, as we all help in any way, and it just makes the world a better place. So I guess it's from my upbringing. It's just who I am. I don't know how to be anything different.
Yeah, like you don't wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm going to focus on this. Like it's just a natural byproduct of who you are. And yes, I would say it is part of your upbringing, even though I struggled against it my whole life.
I understand. I mean, but there's positives in that as well, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
you figure out where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, where the struggles are, and I think there's power in knowing what doesn't work for you just as much as knowing what does work for you.
You know what? I agree, and it's kind of funny because a lot of people build their whole life to avoid failures, and it's like that's not even the right way to do it. Really, it's like go out there and try stuff and screw stuff up, and don't be afraid to learn something new. Don't be afraid to fail. Nobody started anything a master, right? So you got to start somewhere, right? So let's talk about some of the things you do. So, like, quick sketch. You have a team.
Yes and no. I have a self-organized team. We all brand ourselves together. We're the Lux Property Group. We're all individual agents, but we're more of a referral source on the back end. I don't want to be boss. I want to collaborate. I want us all to be at the table together. So that's my non-team team, if you will. But yes, my production's my production. Theirs is theirs. We just all lift each other up in the business.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, and that's a good thing too, because I think a lot of people, the old African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a group, right?
Right.
So I think it's a bunch of people aligning in the same direction, and then 2 and 2 makes 5 and 6 and 7 and 10, right? Versus just me trying to do my thing and them trying to do their thing, and it's just easier. Like I think about the way the Amish build stuff. You ever seen that? So I live in
No.
Yeah, so the Amish build stuff when they're like, we're going to build a barn, right? And so and so decides they're going to build a barn, and everybody from the community shows up and builds the barn. And then
yeah.
everybody from the community builds a barn because they know by myself I can't build a very good barn or a very big barn. But together we can build the most amazing barn in the world. And everybody's got different skill sets. Some people are bringing food. Some people are cooking food. Some people are cleaning up parts. Some people are actually cutting tenons and mortises and all that stuff. So everybody's got their own skill set, and together they make a better barn. And I think that's kind of what you do there.
Absolutely. I love that. I'm going to use that analogy from now on.
There you go. You're welcome to use it. Just give me credit for it the first 2
Always.
sentences, and then it's yours.
Great. Fair.
So tell me what else you're involved in, because you do a bunch of different stuff, outward focused, and I definitely want to talk about AHA because that's outward focused also. So tell me a little bit about that and that part of the business.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. We have amazing people that we're surrounded by at this company. Glenn's vision was so fascinating to me because it was solving for something that he needed and the pain that he had, the pebble in his shoe, but it cascaded out to the industry and so many other people that could relate to the challenges he was faced with. And because of that need, created this incredible company of 90,000 plus agents globally, and where we can all win together, and we're all about collaboration and not competition. Right. And it's, for me, I learned so much from Glenn early on. I've been at the company a long time where it wasn't what it is now.
Yeah. 8-time icon. I mean, like how many people are 8-time icon? I mean, that goes back. I mean, you got to do the math going back a ways, right?
I'm the only one with 8, but here's a little secret. I'll let you know a secret. My last one, we're waiting for it to pay out, which will put me at 9. So I actually have 9 on the books. It's just not completely closed out yet. So 9-time icon, it's life-changing for sure. But everybody says, oh my gosh, like what volume are you doing and how are you doing this? And it really comes back to, if I just treat each one of my clients like my one and only client, the business is going to come. The 9-time icons are going to come. It's all going to build together. So I don't look so far. I'm a visionary for sure, but I don't look so far in the future as far as setting financial goals that benefit me, if you will. I just know if I'm doing the right things and helping the right people, my business is 100% referral. That did not happen overnight.
Right.
That happened with me just being consistent and giving great service and having a heart for my clients. And sometimes I think I'm more emotionally attached to the environment or situation than my clients are, right? So that's where the success comes from that. And success is different for all of us. For me, it's just helping more people.
Yeah.
And so with EXP, it's really changed my business. It's changed my life.
Yeah.
I love the company. I love the tools and the resources. In fact, I was just doing a training with Dawn, who heads up Revenos, just sharing all of the incredible value that we have, because most of the agents were like, oh my gosh, we have all this. We had no idea.
Right.
And so I'm always trying to bring awareness, but the more that we know, the better we all are. And the better we all are, we all win, because we own this company. And when you treat something, you own it differently.
Yes.
So outward focusing, like what can be valuable to somebody? Well, we don't know, but what I look for is holes, and I look for opportunities. And I tell people all the time, if there's not an opportunity or you're trying to do something, just create it.
Yes.
Right? Create that opportunity. So AHA Club, you mentioned, that's one of my favorite things. And it started really just a small get together where, COVID was tough, and people were wanting to get together and be reconnected. And we really were overcoming the narrative out there that we were just a cloud-based company with no culture.
Right.
And I said, time out. That is absolutely furthest from the truth. I mean, I was at Keller Williams, loved Keller Williams, nothing against Keller Williams, but I was there for 10 years, and I feel more connected and more culture focused and more just involved in this company than I ever did over there. So go ahead.
So do you think it's you participating in culture, or like you're doing everything else, you're actually out creating culture? Because a lot of people will sit back and say, well, but I don't feel this and I don't feel that. And I'm going like, well, what are you doing to then create it, then build it, right? Like I feel alone. Well, then build a group, right? Like you did. Lux Property Group is not an actual team, but it's self-directed agents, all with the kind of same mindset, go in the same direction, and you collaborate and support each other.
Yes.
And that costs you nothing.
Right. Well, and I tell people too, well, I'm a newer agent. I want to get to know. I was like, create an accountability group, create a happy hour, create a lunch, create something, because somebody is just waiting for somebody to start something. So why can't that be you? So AHA Club is what came out of that. And what we did was, it was really for EXP agents to get together in our market in Austin. And, one of the biggest things that drives me crazy, and this about me, Russ, is we're all one EXP. It doesn't matter who your line is. Yeah. And so what we were seeing is people, and that's amazing, people were adding value in different groups, but then other people weren't getting into that organization, or they weren't in that meeting, or because they didn't know about it. It's like, no, let's all be one. So AHA Club was production-based, focused. It wasn't about attraction. It wasn't about anything but production. And it was different topics every single month. But the key is, here's the key that people miss out on. It's consistency.
Yeah.
Right. You can't just do one thing.
Yes.
And then hope it all just comes together. I mean, just like in business, I can't tell one client, I'm in real estate, and then never tell anybody I'm in real estate and not be consistent in my follow-up.
Yes.
And nothing's going to come of that. There's 1.6 million real estate agents there. Somebody's going to be ahead of the game. So we were being consistent. So once a month, I said, okay, once a month, we'll get together in person. We'll talk production. We'll figure out what the challenges are in the industry. Let's figure out what's going on in the business. Let's have top producers teaching newer agents, but golly, we learn a lot from new agents too.
Oh, sure.
Right. So that collaboration, those conversations are different. So that started with a few people.
Yeah. And
then some topics would maybe have 10. Some topics maybe have 50. Yeah. But my whole thing is, it doesn't matter who's in that room. Whoever's in that room is the one who needs to be in that room.
Yeah.
So AHA is every single month here in Austin, Texas. What's been really fun is now they're popping up all over the country. People were reaching out to me saying, what are you doing? Can we R&D that, rip off and duplicate? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we actually have a group in Workplace for anybody interested. It's AHA Club organizers and collaborators. And we have logos in there. We have topic conversations in there. We do masterminds in there. And people are just doing them in their own markets to add value to their agents. And now what we're seeing with ours is, because it's not branded EXP. Right. We don't talk about EXP. Right. We're not EXPing on people, Russ. Good. No EXPing on people, right? But it's just, you show them how we collaborate. You don't ever have to talk about EXP, because they're already seeing that it's different than what they're doing in their models.
Yeah. How do I hang out with you? You're doing stuff that's awesome. I want to hang out with you. And you're like, well, you want to play? Come on over here.
Like, well, come on. I mean, I'm excited. You're going to come and do one with us. But we've had disc experts come in and teach on the disc profile and talk about how to motivate people without using money. How
Yep.
valuable is that with sellers and buyers in this
Huge.
market, right?
Yes.
And in negotiations.
Absolutely.
We've had Phil Stringer flew in from North Carolina, and he talked all
Yes.
about AI and
Yes.
opened up his playbook and said, here is your plan for next year. I mean, we had standing room only in there, probably 150 people maybe.
That guy's
We've had just all sorts of different topics. And then we go back to the agents. What do y'all want to learn about? We're going to have YouTube, big YouTube in April, because we've got some amazing YouTube stars that are in our Austin market, from brand new baby YouTuber going, hey, this is how we get started.
Yeah.
You know, to those that are a little bit more established, and people learn at every step of the way. So the AHA clubs, and AHA, by the way, stands for Agents Helping Agents.
There you go.
So yeah, it's been a really great thing. And a lot of people get a lot of value out of it. And we're seeing their businesses change and their lives change. And it's fun to be a part of it.
You know, it's kind of funny because you have touched my life directly with that, because I love that, right? And that's something that's been in my mantra forever. It's like, guys, this is not about brand. This is add value. You do it consistently, right? Every single month, like clockwork, you do it consistently, even if nobody's showing up. And then eventually you get a couple, and then eventually you get a couple more, and eventually you start to see value. And then people start showing up because they know they're going to get value consistently. You become their resource, right?
Right.
But, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to tell you now that I got you face to face here. You know, you see me flying around the country quite a bit, and you saw me doing that quite a bit last year.
Yes.
Almost every one of those locations I went to, I was supporting them doing their first event, AHA style, or their version of AHA style. Not a single one of them was branded. And I did that session live for them to help them have their first one and get a room full of people and add the value and show them how to do it so that they can take it to the next level. So Suzanne in Phoenix last week, she did her first event that she helped coordinate with Toby. And that's the start of them doing it on a monthly basis. And they already got next month set up. And that was non-branded, just like you're doing. So what you don't realize, and I'm telling you now, is that what you did inspired me to help do that with other people. And we push it under that type of style and feel and flavor. And then they're doing that consistently. So all over the country last year, I think I did 21 or 22 of those, which were first time events for people. So I'd show up to support them doing that. And that comes from you.
Well, thank you. And it's just an idea, right? And we all just share it. And that's what's so fun, because people aren't doing that. There's a lot of, I mean, especially 2023, there was a lot of fear and uncertainty. And I think I'm very optimistic for 2024. And I'm always just trying to be that cheerleader for everybody. But this is so easy. And people, I think, just get stuck in getting ready to get ready. And they just don't do it. And they overthink it. And they're like, well, it has to be perfect. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. Just gather together, have a conversation, have a mastermind. If you don't have a topic, put, 5 people up on the stage and say, oh, you're all top producers. What are you doing different in the business?
Yes.
Right. Or you're a brand new agent. What are you doing? Or what are you seeing?
Yeah.
And okay, yes, I only put EXP people up there because, well, I'm not going to put anybody else up on the stage. We've got so much incredible talent and we collaborate differently. So it just changes things, and it changes the game, and events are easy. And it's also kind of addressed sponsors and lenders and title. They all want to get in front of our agents.
Absolutely.
And I say, sure. Okay. Well, you're welcome to come and be one of the sponsors for AHA and bring lunch. Bring lunch to the agents, feed the agents, right? Add some value. Don't pitch us on, well, rates are going down and we have some great options. So just come work with us. No. Bring value. What can you teach us in that moment that's different than everybody else? And so then it just creates, again, a different conversation going into a different kind of market.
Absolutely. So let's get real tactical here. Let's talk specifics. If an agent right now is out in the business, let's talk about 2 different things. Number 1, some business, how to get business. But number 2, I think the most important one is give me a couple specifics on how you deepen relationships so you have sphere of influence business. Because one of the things I love about you is that you're all referral business. So let's make a quick list of the things they absolutely have to do to enhance and build a referral business so that people keep coming back to them, because that's where the business really is this year. By the way, did you know 63% of home sellers last year surveyed said that they chose their agent because they knew their agent? It was a sphere of influence deal, right? 63%. I think there's room for a ton of improvement there.
Well, that's already improved over the last few years because the numbers weren't even that high either. And so, yes, that's opportunity.
Yeah. So what are the specific things we should be doing to deepen and build those relationships?
One of the other stats I always talk about is 83% of agents don't stay in touch with their past clients.
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
Yes.
So the first thing you do is you make a list.
Okay.
And you put it in a CRM, or you put it in the Excel spreadsheet, or you put it on a Word document, or you write it down on paper. I don't care where it is. The best CRM is the one you're going to use. I used Excel for the longest time. Right. So first you have to have all your information, and your cell phone does not count, because you can't go through that and stay in touch with people. Right. So first thing is you make a list of people, and then you talk, you figure out those relationships. I'm very relational. I stay in touch with my clients, but I'm very passive in doing that. So figure out what makes sense for you. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone to my mom or anybody for that matter. It's just, okay, what's the point? What do you need? How can I help you? My D comes out there, right? But I'm very passive, and I want them all to know what I'm doing. So whenever somebody's talking about real estate, I'm the one who comes to mind. And so we send something in the mail to our database every single month, consistently. It's not just listed. It's not just sold. It's not anything about real estate per se, because that's what everybody's doing. So we do things a little bit different, right? For January, one of the most popular things I've done is written a handwritten note to my clients and just said, last year was a great year. I hope my family, I talk about, it's more like a letter to a friend. Right. Because people want to do business with those they know, like, and trust. But if you build that relationship, the business is going to come. So I'm not going to lead with business. I've got 4 kids. I don't want anybody to see me and go, oh my gosh, there's Levi's mom. She's going to talk real estate, run. But I want them to see me and be like, oh, there's Levi's mom. Hey, I have a question. True story. I was flying like you. I was flying all over the place. And in the last 11 days, I don't even know how many states I've been in, but I'm finally home. I'm flying in from New York to Austin yesterday. I'd been on a flight since 6 a.m. from New York. So up crazy early. I'm in sweatpants. I look like something the cat drug in because I was so tired. And I'm walking off the airplane out to my car, and somebody walks up, and I'm not paying attention. Elizabeth. I was like, oh my gosh, hi. She's dressed to the nines. She's a friend that I've known from my kids' elementary school days. My kids aren't even in that elementary school at all. I have not seen her in years. Okay. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to DC. And I was like, great. So great to see you. She's like, I have been meaning to call you. She said, we're finally moving. I know I talked to you years ago about this. We're finally moving. I need you. She didn't say, come interview with me. I need you to meet with me when I get back to list my house, and we're going to buy another one. We have a blended family. I was like, I'm always here to help. She's thinking about me. She saw me, not because I've called her or pestered her, but I did stay in touch with her monthly, making sure she knew I was in real estate, making sure she knew I could serve her. Right. So people build relationships in different ways. Handwritten notes go a long way. I'm grateful for you. I was thinking about you. Social media has taken the place of a lot of relationships, but can you utilize social media to really still build that relationship? Sure. Three C's when you're scrolling through Facebook, right? In the morning.
Let's go.
3 C's: console, congratulate, or compliment. Okay. Find 5 people a day. Be intentional. So go with your list that you built, or people that you want to get in business with. Be intentional. Find 5 people a day, and don't just put a heart or a smiley face or a thumbs up. Get involved in their content and just start engaging. If somebody's dog died, write something heartfelt, but then take it a step further and write a handwritten note saying, I just saw that. I just wanted to let you know, my heart goes out for you. I was just thinking about you.
So using social as the feed to be able to know where to send the handwritten personal notes is huge. And by the way, every once in a while, I get a handwritten personal note. I got one like 3 days ago. My wife's like, what is that? And I'm like, there's a little note from somebody. And like, I did something. I got a note sent to me. This thank you type of thing. And she's like, well, that's so sweet. And I open it up and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, it works like that on you and me. It works like that. It works on everybody. Right. So use the social media as the ability to console, congrats, compliment. So not just post on, like, and comment, but you can also, particularly on the dog stuff and so forth, go in private message. So comment there quick, and then private message, hey, just want to send you a personal note that I'll be praying for you, or whatever your version of
whatever it is, and send them a written note. And it just goes a long way to building those relationships. And here's a favorite one. I always love this. They're like, well, I don't know anybody. I don't have a sphere. Well, here's the fun fact. I built my business in Atlanta, Georgia, not knowing anybody.
Yeah.
The other fun fact is we were transferred to Austin, Texas in 2008, which those in 2008
Oh,
know that was not a good market,
oh,
not knowing anybody.
yeah.
And I built my business not knowing anyone. So to me,
Yeah.
that's an excuse.
Yeah.
And you live, this is how I built it in Texas. You live somewhere. I lived in a townhome community of 44 homes.
Yep.
My littlest one, I have 4 children now, but it was my first child. He and I walked around the neighborhood and knocked on those 44 doors, not to get the business, but to earn the relationship.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. This is Trip. We just
Yeah.
moved in down the street. Everybody, oh, really? Where'd you move from?
Yeah.
Right? They want to have a conversation, and it will eventually get to, well, what do you do? Oh, I'm in real estate. What? You're in real estate? And then you follow up with a handwritten note. It was so nice meeting you, Russ.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you around the neighborhood more often. And then you keep them in your database. And I literally just sold one of those townhomes last month that I've been staying in touch with since 2008.
Yeah.
It's a long-term game, but relationships, anything that's a meaningful relationship isn't something that necessarily happens overnight.
So Elizabeth, intentionally adding people to your sphere of influence in your immediate area, doing things you need to be doing already. So I say this quite a bit to people. They're like, well, Russ, I'm really struggling with making connections in my neighborhood. I say, do you have a dog? And they're like, yeah. Does your dog need to go for walks? Yeah. Do you need to go for walks? Yeah. Okay, so why don't you take your dog? And by the way, the funniest thing in the world is if you take your dog and you actually look around and not just stick earbuds in and put your head down and move forward, look for people that are out and about and wave at people when you see them in the window and wave at the cars when they go by. Elizabeth, there are a bunch of people in my old neighborhood. They don't have any idea what my name is, but they know what my dog's name is.
Yeah.
Right? So when we had Kirby, everybody knew Kirby. She was a tan and white greyhound. Everybody knew Kirby. Everybody loved Kirby. They had no idea who's Kirby's dad's name, but they knew Kirby, right? So those are the types of things that you can do. And it's part of living life and adding people to your sphere, looking outside yourself and connecting with those people.
It's all about connection.
Yeah. Take a kid for a walk. Put the baby in a stroller. Mom's like, new kid, put the baby in a stroller. Go out and about and say hello to people when you go by. It's the weirdest thing. People walk past each other without saying hello now. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. And there's so many opportunities for people to get involved. And even if they're not walking around the neighborhood, I mean, even if find something that you're passionate about. It's funny to me. They're like, well, I need an office. Why are you going to get business from a bunch of real estate agents sitting in an office? No.
Who's selling in that office?
Right. Like, and what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
That's where you're going to meet people. Again,
there you go. Love that.
Like-minded people want to work with people they know, like, and trust. So if you love animals, go volunteer at the animal shelter and get involved there. You're going to meet other people. Those people live somewhere. I'm really involved in nonprofits. I'm really involved in my kids' school. Like, I'm being authentic in my everyday living, and I'm going to meet people that I'm supposed to be working with. So there's a lot of ways to get business. I think sometimes people just think, well, I need to like get a lead or a Zillow or anything like that. No, it's so much bigger than that. And I think you can have a more fruitful and blossoming business when you're having fun in what you're doing every day. And when you're having fun, and it's not really a job if you love what you're doing.
I've had a number of moms over the years, and they're like, well, Russ, you don't understand. It's so hard because I've got 4 kids, and I've got like Rosalo Cicero, still use her name, 4 kids under the age of 11, Madi Mendez, 4 girls under the age of 10 when I met her. And I'm like, you have the most amazing unfair advantage. You know, nobody has ever asked me into their inner circle for a child's birthday party. I've never been invited to a kid's birthday party because my wife and I don't have kids. And it's weird for me to show up at kids. They're not inviting me to the kid's birthday party. And they have all their other friends with all their other kids. And then the parents stand around, drink a beer, barbecue, do whatever. Like, I don't get invited to that stuff. That's a huge advantage. So you got to start seeing the advantages of what you have and make those connections. So now I'm like, please, 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 please invite me to a birthday party. Now I want to show up because I'm standing around and people are like, hey, what do you do? I'm a real estate agent. And by the way, when I'm in Austin, I can teach you how to answer that question really well. So people voluntarily give you their info. Would you like me to teach you?
Love it.
I'll teach you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to save that for that. Well, kids are a huge thing, right? Everybody loves kids. I put all my kids in shirts that say Lux Property Group. On the back, it says, call my agent. And they're running around the neighborhood helping put out flyers. It's a family business. So, I mean, there's opportunity in everything. I'm so super solution focused. So when people give me an objection, I'm like, well, no, there's a way to look at it. And they're like, oh, I didn't see it that way. So sometimes you just have to get other eyes and ears involved in what you're doing and ask for wise counsel. But it's a fun business, and we're very blessed to be at EXP.
Absolutely. I know one last thing. We got about a minute and a half left here, and I want to make sure we touch on family tree. So come on, Family Tree was, let's make sure, how do people find Family Tree and what the heck is Family Tree?
So Family Tree is in workplace chat, or not workplace chat, workplace group. It's just
Yep.
EXP Family Tree.
Yep.
This is amazing in my world because if you know Mike, I'm sorry. Okay, let me think this through. If Rich Tomancini, Hank Avink, Mitch Rybeck, and me, the four of us are not in each other's organizations at all. We have large organizations, but we were masterminding and collaborating on a weekly basis going, well, what are you doing? How are you supporting yours? And all of a sudden one day we're like, why are we doing this? Why wouldn't we bring all of our islands together and create one big island? And so we've created it called EXP Family Tree. Your upline doesn't matter. Your downline doesn't matter. We don't care how long you've been in the business. It's all production. We're focused on trainings all the time, every single day. We have amazing leadership stepping up in that organization. And Russ, here's the cool thing. It's so valuable. Organically, we have 10,000 agents in that group. Organically. So Family Tree's open to everybody, but we would love for you to come into Family Tree too. But I want everybody to join EXP and see what that's about. I mean, EXP Family Tree.
Absolutely fantastic. So I love the way you roll. Cannot wait to see you in Austin, Texas. We're going to see you on the 21st live and on stage. I'm going to get to rock and roll there. I cannot wait to do that. And I'm looking forward to doing some masterminding, talking about attraction with your group too. So should be a lot. So, all right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Amazing.
Thanks for having me today.
You're quite welcome. Thank you very much. See you soon. All right, there you go. Elizabeth Riley, she's everything. Like, this is a person, a mom, she's got a family and all the rest of the stuff that goes with it, guys. And she just finds those little nuggets and those parts and pieces to make connections. Just get better at making connections. Make the first move, making those connections. Get out there and do stuff. Find something you're passionate about. Meet people doing something you're passionate about. It's the best way to build your business, because then you're going to have to, oh, I got to go mountain biking again, the horror, to help build my business. I love what I do. I love doing that. And by the way, I can build my business doing that. Best way in the world to build a business, because then you're never going to work a day, because you're doing what you love. All right. So there you go. That is the show for today. So before we go, if you are on YouTube, by the way, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the like button, and don't forget to share. If you want to jump on, hit the QR code here, grab your cell phone, pull that puppy out, turn on your camera, click on that QR code and give us a fair rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Let us know how we did today. I know this is a lot more personal today and a personal way to build a business. So thank you very much for that. And give us a score on a scale of 1 to 10. Let us know how we did today, because we're always making adjustments. And thank you. By the way, we average about 88 to 89 NPS on this show. So thank you very much. I love the fact that you guys are loving what we're doing. And thank you for giving us good scoring on that. Appreciate that a bunch. So for those of you that want to stick around, we have iConversations coming up next. Some amazing people opening their playbook on how they build their business. If you want to be an icon, follow the way they did it. They're leading the way. Happy Friday. I'm Russ Lagan. I'll see you guys soon.